Right, okay, so I'll put these slides together because really I just want to put some context for the exercise we're going to run. Now, a lot of this stuff you already know. I'm not here to teach you stuff you already know. It's just to reinforce some things that when we actually move to the exercise, it will hopefully add a bit of value. Okay. So the way I've structured this is, I know we're the EA specialist group, okay, but we are talking about the day-to-day life of the EA, so I'm going to look at solution and technical architects as well, and see some of the interworkings that go on there. Then we're going to look at some of the touch points, okay. A lot of this hopefully will be quite useful. And then we're going to move on to the role play, setting the scene, and actually doing an exercise, okay. Now, the first part I'm going to spend 10 minutes on, the second part I'm going to spend 45 minutes on. And the reason for that is a lot of this stuff you should already know. Okay? If you don't know it, there is a link there to a blog I wrote a couple of years ago. You can read it, it breaks down into the roles and deliverables and all that kind of stuff, so feel free to look at that. Right. So, the context. Right. Okay, so enterprise architects, what do they do? You know, really, I should put this out to the floor and you guys tell me what you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay? But there's some lovely words there, right? And you can read all this later. But for me, the role of an enterprise architect, and I'm very system biased, so it depends which way where you're coming from, will you have a specific viewpoint on what an enterprise architect is. Okay? Some people think enterprise architect should be re-architecting the organisation, but for me, purely from a systems viewpoint, it's about how we, you know, I'll put it out there, how we actually align the technology landscape to the business outcomes and, you know, the business operating model. Okay? And for me, it doesn't start at requirements, it actually starts in the business operating model. Yeah? You know, the external forces, fortified forces, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into that. But on a day-to-day, for the purpose of the exercise, the EA has to maintain a strategic view. Okay? Yeah, the slides will be available. All of the material we produce today will be shared. Okay? The videos, the slides. Some of the stuff we're not sharing, and I'll tell you with the cameras off why, but some of the stuff we're not sharing. So going back to this, strategic thinker, influencer, providing a kind of consultancy type view of the world where appropriate, providing assurance, providing governance, acting as a guardian of the technology landscape. When I say technology landscape, I mean a lot. You know, I don't just mean, you know, and also the guardianship is of the services consumed by the organisation, you know, through third parties. So if I'm working with a company at the moment who use Salesforce, you know, you still need to provide guardianship and, you know, scrutiny on how that's deployed. And really, it's about understanding the impact. Yeah? Okay? Any changes that are coming along, the impact on the organisation, impact on the technology estate. Okay? Right, so that's the EA. I'm sure you guys can tell me more stuff, you know, but I just wanted to take some highlights and just put it there. I may have missed something. If I have, I apologise. Right. The next slide is really about the solution architect and the technical architect. Okay? So for me, the enterprise architect is very macro view based. Right? However, you may disagree with me. I think a good enterprise architect needs to get into the weeds as well sometimes. Yeah? It's like, it's fine designing a car, but if you don't know how the internal workings of the engine are. Anyway, so going back to the solution architects, they work with projects and programs. Okay? And if you were to think about a project and program, you know, they have a specific line of sight, you know, delivering the outcomes for that particular project. Okay? I was in two minds about putting this, but I put manage cradle to grave from conception through to delivery. What you find is the programs are paying for a solution architect. They don't want them around when the delivery phase. They may want them to step in and out. So, a lot of this, some of this stuff is up for contention. Okay? Solution architects, you guys have probably all worked with solution architects. You know, they are focused on, if you're going to a third party to validate the designs, it's not macro level, but it's project specific. Okay? So enterprise architect looks at everything. Solution architect looks at that particular project or program or work. And the technical architect, really at the weed, a good technical architect, in my opinion, could log onto a server and tell you what the IP conflicts are and all that kind of stuff, But it's really about assembling the physical hardware and deploying the software. It's more about deployment and more about BAU kind of activity. In some organisations, in some, they may have a different role, okay? There's no one size fits all, and this is just something that I want to take to this workshop we're going to run soon, okay? So, we talked about enterprise, we talked about solution, we talked about technical. The next slide, I've been reading books on mindfulness and all that, but I'm trying to read non-IT books. I only read business and IT books. I think someone gave me a book of mindfulness. I started thinking about the break. I threw this in because I wanted to kind of highlight, and this is something we can discuss later. If you look at the left side of the brain, it's very logic, analysis, sequencing, mathematical. And these are the skills that I think a good technical and solution architect need. Okay? On the right-hand side, we've got the imagination, the visualization, and all that kind of. This is not my area of expertise, by the way.
I was going to say, are you a brain surgeon?
No. This is just me trying to think what makes a good EA, what makes a good SO, and it was just trying to say, look, the enterprise architect, left-right type way of thinking. So if you're interviewing someone, this may be of use to you. Okay. I don't know why I threw that in, but I threw it in. Okay, so, and this is really for the exercise, and I've printed this out, so this is actually with the exercise. But what I've said is that an EA, and I've broken it down into CID, control, inform, direct, and I said these are the kind of things that he does within the, he or she, does in the control arena, governance process, program project engagement, blah, blah, blah. And then I've tried to map it on to some of the activities that go on within the typical organisation. So for instance, at the EA, when we talk about artefacts, we probably inform. Do you actually produce them? It depends on the artefact, but they may be informing there. They may be controlling some parts of the delivery. This is just my view. We could probably change that around, but it's just food for thought. Okay? Right, so we're going to do the exercise now.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course you can.
Where do business architects come into that?
Right, so when I've said, okay, so when I talk about enterprise architecture, I know you can't see this is, right. So when we talk about EA, it's not just about technology. Right. I'm going to show you this diagram. Sorry to everyone, but I just want to. So if we look at the stack, at the very top of the stack, we have a business operating model. Below that, we have the business processes, capabilities, services. Then we've got the applications. Then we've got the data and information technology, and then we've got all the hygiene service. For me, when we talk about an EA, some EAs have a specific line of sight. You may disagree with me, right? Okay? But at the top layer, you have the business architects, and they're the ones that are, I don't know, it's your bit, but they're the ones that look at business capabilities.
definition, the guys who've got loads of experience of IT systems within businesses.
I disagree on that. I
You
disagree.
can still get somebody young who hasn't got a lot of experience.
You know what, be careful what I say. For me, a good enterprise architect involves that you've got to have the experiences. You know what, a good EA can look at a mainframe system, right, and say, right, Kix transaction gateway, talking to a mainframe, how are we going to link our Java applications to that? You know, because everything has an impact, and that experience you build up over years. You know, if you're looking at an MPLS network, for example, you think, right, okay, how do we extend the reach of that network? And these kind of things you pick up over years. Going on being recorded. For me, and bear in mind, I started the Open Group Takeout Committee for 5 years. If you've got a certification that you've gone off on a 4-day course, that doesn't make you a good enterprise architect. You've got to understand the business operating model, and the technology landscape. And that takes years. But that's not for this exercise. We're going to focus on...
And data as well.
Yeah. Well, information. Okay.
Can we get a copy of these slides after?
Yeah.
Okay.
All this material will be available. Right. So I'm going to put some context now. And this is what we're going to do. So, we have an organisation. It's a Swiss organisation. Manufacturing, it manufactures engines. Okay? It's got plants in China, Europe, and the Middle East. Okay? I'm going to let you read all this, but basically, think of it as a large multinational organisation. Okay? The technology it operates, okay? Manufacturing and execution systems in its plants. It's got enterprise resource planning systems in the back. You know, big, large-scale systems. It's got mainframes based in the States. It's all got global interconnected MPLS network. The system life cycle is in years, not in months. Okay, and this is standard for large manufacturing. You know, if ever you worked in the auto industry, this is a kind of standard setup. Okay? The people. It's got an ageing IT population. So, you know, a lot of the knowledge, you know, is it still around? Could be, you know. I was looking at some mainframe systems for a company a couple of years ago, and not documented, and you had to go back to your grassroots, you know. So, anyway, a lot of the outsourced application maintenance to offshore, so we've outsourced the application maintenance. Systems are poorly documented, skilled workforce in China and the Middle East. Okay. The architectural community is spread out over the globe. Okay. There's no reference architectures. Okay. Really, the solution architects and the program architects have the power, because that's one of the things is. This is one for debate. I don't want to digress too much, but for me the biggest problem is when you have an EA practice, it's the funding model. Times are good, the funding's there. When times are bad, the funding's not there. So how do you maintain that when times are bad? I'm working for an organisation at the moment, they're getting rid of all of their architects. I'm putting something in place which, because of funding, you know, I'm putting structures in place that will still allow them to deliver the services. The last thing, they've decided to do fast software development in Europe and China and the US. Okay. Support is in Malaysia, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of this is just a large organisation. Okay? So that's the C. Okay, so what's the issue? Right, the EA team has decided that they want to have a single Linux-based Oracle ERP system across the globe, okay? And they need this to be funded by the region. Okay? The non-European businesses just want to upgrade, Yeah, they've got SAP, they're running on the mainframe with Windows, and they think they should just upgrade it. Okay? The technical architects like the idea of moving on to Linux, but they don't like Oracle. Okay? So they want to do a tactical switch. Okay? Moving everything off host, because they don't understand the host. Okay? The business stakeholder, this young lady is a highly volunteered to be, wants to do nothing. They just want to sweat the assets. Okay? However, this is just some background. Someone's got a friend, they want to outsource everything. Okay? And they, someone's offering a platform as a service, I'm going to do everything up to the operating system, and you've got to do everything else. Okay? So that's the issue. So we've got groups of people.
A lot of the problems with transformation, especially project and BA, is people start with the solution. We're starting with the solution.
Right,
We've
okay.
got any business context.
Right,
Because
okay.
everything that all the decisions we
Right.
make as EA is
The
based on a business
Okay.
context.
The point of this exercise is to show the interaction between the parties. Okay. So for me, I've given you some business context. Okay. And the business context is basically massive, large manufacturing organisations spread across the globe. Right. You've got a feel for the people. The whole point of this exercise is to show the interaction. I could use it. I was going to use a chocolate manufacturing company, but
I would say the first most important interaction is the EA with the board, understanding what the business strategy is and what the problems of the business
Right,
can execute currently.
if we wanted to, all right, okay.
And that's the core of the end.
Stick with me, because the whole point of this is the exercise. Yeah? I mean, if we really wanted to, we could step back and say, right, EA needs to go away. They need to start looking at the business operating model. I hate the word transformation, because you're changing from one state to another, right? The whole point of this exercise is to hear, this is a kind of typical thing that you face on a day-to-day basis. So if we say the EA want Oracle EA ERP, assume that the homework has already been done. And the reason they want to do that is because they want to drive down costs, they want to be able to support it in a part of the world, assume that's just been done. Okay? And I threw this diagram in because I really like this. So, and this is really, you just think about it. I don't know where I got this from, but I found it and I liked it. Okay? So, what we're going to do now, right, we're going to break into 4 groups. Okay? We've got 4 tables, we're going to have 4 groups. This table over here is going to be the architectural review board. Okay? The other 3 tables are going to be the EAs, the solution architects, and the technical architects. So I need some of you to step down into that mindset. Right? We'll have 1 business stakeholder. Right? Each group will spend 10 minutes deciding how they would pitch, right, the key points from their viewpoint, right, to the other groups. Okay? Strengths, weaknesses, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to bring this? How are you going to persuade the others to adopt your way of thinking? Okay? The ARB, you've got a different set of slides, so whoever does that, I've got a different set of slides as well. So all the 3 tables have the issue, the criteria, blah, blah, blah. But the ARB one, I've done another set of slides. I've not put it on this deck. But it's got a basic criteria, it's got the interactions. So if you're sitting on that, I'd like you to use that criteria. Okay? I knew we only had 10 minutes. I didn't really want to spend 10 minutes about what our criteria is. But it's really about how you manage the other groups. Right. Okay. At the end of the session, right, after 10 minutes, about 1:45, we'll have each group presenting to the ARB. Okay, how you would do it in your organisation. Okay, so what are the key things? So if you're a solution architect, you may be coming in from cost. You may think about integration to existing systems, blah blah blah, all the usual kind of stuff. Right? As I said at the very beginning of this, You know, this isn't a tutorial session where you can assume you've already got the skills to understand some of the issues. So really it's about having an architectural review board and how the other parties face off to that review board. Yeah? Okay? Are we happy with that? We do that? Right. So we're going to... Right, we're going to break the room in half. Right? This half of the room, the first... So if you guys can be... Right, guys, let's start. So you're at the ARB, you've got some senior business heads here. Put your case over to them.
Hello. Hi, my name's Derek Jennings, and obviously we come to talk to you today about our proposal for the ERP system. And what we'd like to start off by saying is that we think it's a very strong proposal based on the need to deliver the current business objectives. Our understanding is it's not currently being met with regard to security using our existing system. And what we'd like to do is to adopt a new Oracle Linux-based system, which we believe is far more secure and will allow us to deliver the objectives that we have today and the business objectives that we know we need to work.
So is it going to be around security?
No, security is a concern, but we'd also like to take the opportunity to consolidate the various systems that we have throughout the business and to ensure that we have a common platform and strategy across all the regions, which we believe will aid the participation of our colleagues.
So the key reason for the consolidation is enhanced collaboration.
Enhanced collaboration, satisfy the security requirements of the lead of the region right now, and to ensure that we have a system that can be maintained going forward. The mainframe is being serviced by an agent workforce, and we have to ensure that going forward the business is able to be sustained and keep people are moving towards a Linux platform.
Can you say a bit more about why you think it's improve collaboration or how you're doing that?
Well, one of the things that we're trying to do is to make sure that all the regions are using a similar system and not suffering from issues relating to different technologies, system reliability, and we believe that we're struggling.
I suppose when we talk about collaboration, it's at an enterprise level. So we're a global organisation, and we believe if by bringing all the global regions together into this one platform, it brings all our data together and actually allows us to work across that data. Having multiple disparate systems means that it's very hard to consolidate that information. What that will also mean is that from the management reporting perspective, it will be more efficient at producing management reports and be able to do some efficiently at a global level as opposed to just at a regional level.
And looking further forward, when we make system changes, we can make them in one place and then roll out wider rather than having to make similar changes in multiple systems, and that's costing us increasingly year on year. We're already suffering and going to increasing operating costs.
Let's go back to security. So what we've got to add?
I don't think it's specifically there's a security issue at the moment. I think as
essentially what we're looking at is the existing system is it's being serviced, but it's outside of the main release. There's several releases behind this system. As a result, we're not getting the latest security fixes as quickly as we should. And it's costing us a lot more to be on that scene. So what we're thinking is that whilst we are being serviced slowly, we're at risk. Because we're not on the latest system.
I think it's lots of, we feel, I think it's got very much stronger pressure. I think we need to really have a good view of what, if any, the security breaches or risks are with SLP, and to balance that against the quality of the academic system to see what the advantage would be for the similar security. Without that, you're saying that security is the reason for having systems thinking what the problems are and so I absolutely
Well, we're currently paying more for the question.
You have to talk about costs.
Is this case overall?
We have funded by like to be a funding model for that.
We're thinking that we're going to have to upgrade anyway, because we've got one clear model to say. We're going to do that. We can do the development and share those costs, pool them across the regions. Probably sensible to pilot in one region first when it comes to rollout. Obviously, everybody is doing similar developments across the world. It's going to cost more.
Okay, we can spend hours on this. Should we move on to the next one, or is there any more questions that you want answered?
I guess the only outstanding one, just on cost, I wasn't making but it sounds like maintenance is costly, and that would be like That's fine, let's do it.
Global plan.
How do you engage with the business to prepare basically technologically and getting the buy-in basically for this major migration start to work, and whether this will satisfy all the business requirements and functionality and the time frame that we are looking.
We've only had initial discussions. Other options have been suggested on the table. We'll talk about those.
How would you think?
I think there is a real risk of change, especially shipping platforms from what people are used to now. There is the potential, therefore, to review processes and standardise, and that is also a global benefit. That will require business change as well as social change.
We need to move on. So, guys, did a fantastic job. So if we can get the solution architecture, you can do it from there. Awesome.
Now you know what to expect.
First of all, are you happy for them to do it? Because you set the rules on the game. Are you happy for them to present it? Right, over to you. 5 minutes. Colin, can I go to your side?
Not for long.
So I think we have enough time today to represent our option. We we are very keen that you look very carefully at the optional upgrading of our current SAP system. As my colleague in the architecture was making the point very clearly, the current system is a few versions behind, and that's causing us a variety of issues, not least of which is not getting the latest security, but also not getting the latest features of SAP that have potential to deliver benefits across the organisation. So we're very keen to undertake that upgrade. We feel like it will be a much cheaper option. There isn't the significant capital investment that you have moving to the new Oracle ERP system. And also you're not going to have the cost of change, the retraining, the deployment costs, all the costs inherent in making a system change of this sort. We think it makes a lot of sense to consolidate our existing skills, our existing processes, our existing people, just giving them the latest version of the software to make sure they've got a stable, reliable platform which we can base on.
You've pretty much covered everything. I just wanted to point out a point of maintainability of the mainframe. I don't think we've seen that the mainframe is going to go away anytime soon. And the idea that I think this is always getting rolled out about the idea that there's no one out there to actually do maintenance. I think that ultimately, they're probably higher cost resources, but we don't see that as being as a means to take it off. Process change, and we talked about process change and retraining costs. I think this is quite simple. Rolling out a new system, everyone looks at the technical challenges and the maintenance challenges, but in a system like this, it's going to be rolled out to potentially thousands of people. All those people are going to need to be trained. There's going to be considerable disruption over a long period, which is going to be very disruptive. Not to mention the back-end process changes potentially could be require people with that's even a slightly different system. Of course, we talked about how new features and new functions will be enjoyed because we've done this upgrade, but that's also going to go much more quickly and less disruption. We also had looked into the security aspect. There's no reason to believe that this upgrade in the present system is any less secure than the new system. But also looked at how much more or how less secure it will be if it would put into the cloud. And also the cost of a cloud-based system. I think in a lot of cases people are starting to realise that cloud-based systems, true cloud-based systems, are actually turning out to be as expensive, if not in some cases more expensive solutions. Certainly in my experience.
We've got to touch on the funding. There's a couple of elements. First thing is we talk about TCO, the interest of certain party industry which are moving forward to that's cap. So spending more capital to push that TCO further. We've also noted here that we are an asset-rich organisation with cash flow affected by currency volatility. So that implies that we have to keep a close watch on cash flow. If we are asking different parts of our organisation in different countries to contribute to a certain fund, that will be affected by current currency volatility. So they may end up having to take more out of their cash flow, which could be marginal, in order to fund safely value sort of square ethos families get locally, then it's money cash flow on that, either that or their cash flow would stay will be unaffected in the insufficient funding essentially to my business. So I think it's quite powerful on that funding.
Why is it so far behind? Why was it so behind?
Well, you recall that we've already case file
Prioritise investment, so we now fall in this behind. Anyway, engaged with our business change policy, business case, and unfortunately they cannot really.
We've had input from the business that said the current solution isn't working and it's obviously unreliable. How is your proposal then?
So if I may, I think in terms of the functionality that's being proposed, we believe they're functionally equivalent, and actually these two guys in the market somehow are able to lead from each other. So one may have some different functionality in this 12-month period, and secondly, they're going to be the problem.
Sorry, that's the answer to my question, which is we don't like the solution because it's unreliable and have got problems with it, and how is your proposal going to deal with those issues?
First of all, the upgrade brings us into manufacturing, so that any issues that are present with the software reliability can be addressed with manufacturing. At the moment, they're not being manufactured, and therefore they won't look at new fixes or fixing any bugs that we're encountering. So that's an important step to take to get to the point where we can raise those problems. And the same thing will happen with the old DRP. We put that in, it's only manufacturers support now. We don't regularly invest in these maintenance from out of something in 2 or 3 years. So there's no.
And it's hardly a comparison either.
So are you claiming then that all the problems the business has are purely because you can't use the manufacturer's latest fixes in the software?
No, it's something.
No, but also would be saying that if I were in the other, saying that all of those fixes will be realised by changing the system. Because there is no
The issue
comparison.
is not just Oracle, whether there's two other options on the table. Which is doing that and sorting out
That's what we're proposing.
well, sounds quite an upgrade to SAP is quite helpful.
I want to know what's competitive advantage if we are I want to know what the problems are. I would like to have a good understanding from the business about what the business problems are and how this upgrade will really going to address those issues. And I want to know how it's going to allow us to be up ahead of the game because we've got to keep our competitive advantage, we've got to keep our position in the marketplace. And I think you're just not giving me that information. So if you can go away and put that information together, then that would be really good. And you can come back and you can really look at the details to make sure that what you're proposing is actually going to solve the problem.
Okay, that's good. Well done. I thought that was very good. Yeah.
We've listened with interest to what the enterprise architects and the solution architects have said. We've understood some of it. We have our own concerns and our own challenges in the placement system and the technology we change and this is the really change of the business. We're primarily concerned with the cost of transition to a new package, to a whole new system of working. I think there'll be a cost associated with business disruption as well that is being identified, and this will weigh off quite unfavourably against the cost savings that come from changing policies. This is the timescales as well. They're very unrealistic timescales. So the architectural review or the business owner should be aware. Actually, this emphasises quite a long program associated with this. We also talked about outsourcing and the proposition to move our systems to a system in China. We just to flag up a couple of things there. As a business, we're heavily reliant on protecting our intellectual property. certain geographical areas or about to be within those areas, and this will have the safeguards that feel that cloud service in China will be able to provide some of those solutions. The board documentation that we currently have makes our job as technical architects hard, especially with regard to upstream and downstream reliability, and this doesn't affect on quality. Going for a change now as opposed to staying with what we've got and sweating the assets would make that a very interesting challenge. Just trying to read myself in cryptic handwriting here. Yes, we've noted from the information that we've garnered about the business, we do have an aging IT population in Europe and the US, and it's a change from one strategic package to another would require massive retraining, not only of the user base, but also in the support department as well, particularly an aging IT population who would be best exposed to that. It's something that I'd say really well forward.
We'll wrap this up because there's some observations. Questions? Any questions?
It's not entirely clear why it's not being reduce the cost or the main key issues what's being sold.
Agreed. That's the whole point I wanted to add, that we were in support of the business owners' wishes to sweat the assets that we currently have. So by staying with SAP on Windows rather than moving to Oracle on Linux, I think that our purchases will be better served there. We do have issues, operational issues with our sales patches behind. I think that the money, any money that's available, will be better spent on maintaining the system fully and improving our approach to
Can I just start a few observations? You've heard everything, right? You've heard everything. What's the one thing you can't see? So, you had three partners come to you.
I was going to say that my next step, because it's from the board, would say, will you three groups of architects get your heads together
Exactly.
and go work out
I'll tell you what I was listening
some options and cost them and compare them, and then we can have
right. These poor people are listening to three different groups of individuals. You guys, what I was looking for was someone to get up, go over to there, and have a discussion. That's all I was looking for, right? And then I was expecting you guys to get up, go over there, and have another discussion.
The problem is we don't know which part of this broken process that we're operating.
We're all merging on the account. But in a normal organisation, right? You know, in a normal organisation, the EAs, if you guys are sitting in the corner, right, thinking about RP things, you know, and you haven't, these guys should be on board before you even bring it to the table. Don't report to the table, that's not the point. The fact is, what I was looking for was someone to get up, walk over to you guys, have a conversation, then you guys go over to you guys and have a conversation, right? And then maybe all three present to the board. Yeah, should be all. No. Hold on. That's at the very beginning, right? You guys are all practitioners. This is what you were doing every day. We're not here to spoon feed, you know.
We wanted to know more. In a governance situation, which is what the ARB is, you need to have some version of the truth. You need to understand each other and have empathy for each other's challenges before you take this further than true. And that's what we changes the complexion just as we're going along. But you know, we sat here and we effectively criticised the other two groups, which is something I've never dreamed of doing in a business context. Because you take those concerns, these stakeholder concerns, effectively take them and neutralise them before you take them out.
This is not a right and wrong situation. I mean, you guys focused on security, which is fine. That was an area. But what I would have been looking for was more around the business case.
That's what we want.
No. But you know what? This is a make situation. You make it up. You guys made up figures. Make up the business case. Aging technology. You could say we're building up technology debt. You could have spoke about that. It really is. It's about when you're in an organisation and you're three different groups, you're actually, you can't decouple from each group. You have to work with each other. The takeaway messages, for me, it was really, it wasn't the exercise per se, it was about the interaction. And in the real world, EAs need to talk to solution architects, need to talk, that's the real world. But I think you enjoyed that. Right, okay, Colin.
Very good.